Alright, so I can't sleep. I'm not in my car this time. I'm literally just laying on my futon, or sitting, more so. And if you can hear a fan in the background, I apologize. I have it on to keep technology cool. I have enough coats to keep me warm, but anywho, I wanted to talk about my experience in jail. And good lord, do not ever get arrested. Don't ever get arrested. Jail is not a fun place. It's designed not to be, clearly. Um, and I regret my decision for how I got in there. It was my fault. I mean, I decided to be stupid and celebrate a little too much because I got a job, and that ended up not happening. And, you know, I think one of the worst parts of going to jail, I don't know, there's probably a worse than this, but is waking up there drunk or hungover, not drunk, but waking up there hungover and not knowing how you got there and trying to even think if anything of any resemblance, if you were blacked out, of the night before, like the pieces even happened, because that's pretty much my first few hours in jail. And the funny thing is, I was inside upset. And I have a few funny stories that kind of go along with this, with this. So I would say, I think I might have been in the hole, because apparently I threatened to harm myself, which is just ridiculous. I mean, I've been blacked out drunk before, and the first time I ever was, I never got violent. Never did. That's why I say alcohol really can fuck with your brain and really alter the way you think if you decide to drink enough of it. Anywho, instead of like flipping out and kicking the door like the person in the cell next to me was doing, he was literally kicking the door. Somebody yelled at him, like he was singing, and somebody yelled at him, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" And he never did, and he continued to kick the door so hard, I actually thought it was gonna fall off. I literally thought about, well, how did I get here? And what can I do to fix that? Instead of flipping out and blaming other people, because people that actually do go to jail lack self-awareness. They lack accountability. Some of them do get arrested for stupid reasons and things that weren't really that bad or their fault, And I just sat in my cell and I was like, I'm never drinking again. And that's a promise I'm going to keep to myself, Like, it was a promise I made to myself while I sat there. And deep inside, I was upset, man. I wanted to punch something, but at the same time, I even thought, what good would that do? Nothing. Nothing at all. So, I sat there for a few hours. They brought me fucking breakfast, if you could even call it that, which actually was kind of a healthy breakfast, which I was surprised. It was like a banana that wasn't old. And some, like, oatmeal thing. I don't even know what the fuck it was, but it wasn't bad. Like, I ate the fuck out of that, and I drank the milk in the carton they gave me, and I actually played survival mode, and not really played survival mode, but I kept the milk carton, gave them the styrofoam container that the oatmeal crap came in, and my banana peel. And I kept that because we had a sink in the cells, and I wasn't really violent. Like, no one got hurt, if that's what you're wondering. But I kept the milk carton, and I filled it up with water. That's what I was doing the whole time, because I was so hungover. I did throw up. Like, I puked. and surprisingly, without my glasses. And I puked straight in the fucking toilet instead of on the floor. And I was proud of myself for doing that. And, I wouldn't say the hole exactly. I don't know, dude. It's like an area where the guards will come by and look at you and all this other shit. But, and then, a few hours roll by, I talk to a in-jail lawyer, which, by the way, if you go to jail, you can't afford a lawyer. You'll have one appointed to you for when you go to court in the jail, which will be done through video call, and if you are released, you will have to go to your court dates and all this other shit. Which, to me, I'm gonna be honest, dude, like, if they let you out, whatever you did wasn't that bad, and they probably have no fucking idea. I don't know, I think the law's a little fucked up, in my own opinion. I mean, it's flawed for sure. I'm not saying we don't need it. But anyways, a few hours roll by, I get my cell changed. I end up getting a cellie, which the room had a bunk bed, which, whatever the fuck you want to consider that, the fucking beds weren't comfortable. And again, it's jail. It's not meant to be a really fun playground for adults. It's mainly a place for you to recollect your own fucking decisions, and all this other shit. So I get a cellie. We talk a little bit. He told me he was in for drugs. I don't know. I don't even know if that was honest or whatever the fuck it is, but, that's what he told me. Oh, I was in for drugs and all this other shit, Like, people grow up in weird life habits or styles. It's really weird. I remember my dad told me a story where when he was in prison, I think he didn't go to prison, I think jail. He was in jail and some guy got arrested for picking up bales of, marijuana, and it was highly illegal back then. They busted anybody for having it. I mean, it's still legal in some places now, but and he was in there for a long time. I think he was even considered a felon. And, he was alright. I mean, he wasn't a douchebag. He wasn't like, bend over, bitch. You're my bitch. He wasn't like that. We kind of just laid there. And, I gave him the top bunk. I asked him which bunk. I was polite to him. I'm not going to treat people there like shit. It's just not how I view things personally. Now, if this was prison, it'd be a different story, but this jail was actually pretty tame for the most part, which is fucking surprising to me. And, so we're just laying there. I talked to my lawyer, and it was really after I talked to my lawyer, I got, a change in cells, so I was put in a normal cell, and that's how I got the cellie, which he was alright, he ended up getting sick, and the guards came, and, court? You have court today. I just think the way some of them said it was kind of funny. The other thing, too, when we were waiting for court, this is one of the funnier moments. This motherfucker, dude, this guy looked like fucking Charles Manson. I shit you not, this guy looked like Charles Manson. And he was asking everybody, what are you in for? What are you in for? And he when it came to me, I said I was in there for first degree assault, and he was like, well, they're gonna really book you for that. And I got released. Because no one was fucking hurt. Anywho, that guy was asking people what they were in for, and there was this other dude, man, he was saying, oh, I think I'm gonna get out. I think I'm gonna get out. And when we went to court, the motherfucker had, repeat offenses. And I'm not laughing at the guy. I just think it's funny how some people are like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get out, man. It's like, no, not if you have fucking repeat offenses. Like, now no one in the courtroom's even going to trust you, and they're going to think that you're going to do the same shit again because you had a history of doing it. You know? And I believed him. I didn't believe him. I was like, you might, I don't know your fucking story. And a lot of people, somebody else was in there for, well, a lighter version of assault. And, it's just not a fun fucking place. Just don't ever get arrested, ever. Don't drink that much alcohol because God knows what you're gonna do. And we went to court, and there's this dude, I don't know if he was like Native American, Indian, whatever. I don't know if he was a Native American or whatever. And he was literally asking people, he was like, is anybody in here for $1,000 warrant? And I was like, oh God, I don't know. I don't want to know what the fuck you were in for. Well, I mean, because it's my first time. And I was like, oh, I don't. Probably you were in there for something bad. I mean, Jesus, $1,000 warrant, man. That's terrible. Like, whatever he fucking did, dude, whatever he did was awful. Probably. I don't know. And there's this black kid that was in there, and he seemed cool, He actually helped me go over my paperwork because I didn't understand it. He was in there for, allegedly, I don't even know if this is true. This is the part of the court system I don't understand, because apparently one of the things was that he threatened his girlfriend with an alt account or a different account or whatever, and it's like, you could ask for his phone at that point, but they didn't. It's all alleged, and nothing was shown during his court hearing because I was after him, which I kind of felt bad, because, I mean, if he really did do something, I think at that point you have every right to fucking search his phone, and he allegedly choked his girlfriend, and I was like, oh, that's fucking serious. But who knows if it's true. And to be honest, it could have been. I don't know. And it's funny because, people tell you shouldn't judge other people, even though we have a legal system that literally judges people based on something they did. And it's either whether they did or didn't do it. Or it wasn't that severe. And they slap the severity on you. And it's just weird, man. Just weird. I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just, some of that needs to be fixed. If you're going to book somebody for doing that, you should probably look through both their fucking phones. Especially the defendant's phone. Like, at that point, you have every fucking right to do so. But I don't know. I mean, during his court, I didn't even fucking, see anything in that regard. The other thing, too, the other funny part was I had this other cellie. So after court, I had a different cellie. Or no, I went back to the original cell. Then we were all pulled out. We moved floors. I had this cellie who was a black guy. He was homeless and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, just make sure you don't put soap in the sink." And I asked him. I thought this is a douchebag, or not douchebag, but just a dick thing. The guy sounded funny to me, not because he was black, just the way he sounded. He sounded like my grandfather, actually. I always thought it was funny how the way he sounded. And, anywho, he was like, and what he was telling me to, just added to it, like, don't make, when you use the soap, don't make sure that you don't put the soap in the sink. And I thought that was the most fucking weirdest thing, dude. Like, I was like, oh, that's something I don't hear every day. And, we talked a little bit. He was okay. Like, he wasn't aggressive or anything. He was a homeless dude, and it was sad a little bit because, bro, or dude, he was like telling me how warmer it was in fucking jail. I said prison. In jail than it was out in the streets. And that's how I knew he was homeless. I was like, oh, damn. I didn't even say anything to that. I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm sorry, that's terrible. But he was in there for possession. I asked him. He asked me what what I was in there for. And again, I didn't hurt anybody. I told him what I was honest. I told him what I was in there for. And he was like, who you lay out? I don't know, man. And he told me he was in for possession. And I was like, that sucks. I really think, in my own opinion, drugs, like, if it's not a violent drug offense, I don't see the purpose of busting people. I get it's illegal because it kills people, and it's been known for a long time, for years. Since we were fucking kids, at least people born in the year 98, which is the year I was born, we all know this. Even before that, even after, we all fucking know how dangerous substances are, or, drugs. He did drugs. And then, like, funnily enough, when, he got called out for a detox, he's like, oh, I fucking do a detox. And he said the saddest thing. I was like, damn, bro. He's like, I'll just fucking die right here, man. And I was like, shit. And he went and did it anyways, which I was proud of him. I was like, okay, good. You're gonna go do this. It's probably good for you to get that shit out of your system. Oh, and also, on top of that, when I was in the cell with the homeless man, there was, like, the most funniest shit. Oh, God. There was this dude screaming, take me to prison right now! And, like, it was, like, distant. There was, like, rows, and there was, like, 2 floors. I was on the bottom floor, and, I could distantly hear the dude yelling, take me to prison right now! I don't know what his story was. I mean, if you're going to prison, that's a bad thing, because if you don't know, thanks to Larry Lawton, you get a little shout out there, Larry. I think his stories are crazy, man. Prison, I'm glad I never went there. And even if, let's say, I commit no, not even really anything. Like, if I do end up being found guilty, like, all I'm gonna have to do is go to a parole officer, and it should be fine. Anywho, because I didn't hurt anybody. I drank too much. I mean, I wasn't myself, man. My dad fucking recorded that shit. I even watched it. I couldn't even finish it. I didn't even like what I saw. I felt horrible. And I really wish I didn't drink. But yeah, there was this dude screaming, fucking, take me to prison right now! And I just was laughing. I was like, oh my God. The guy was mad. Like, he was pissed. He wanted to go to prison. Some people do like that lifestyle. Because, I'm not gonna lie, man. Makes you feel like you're a fucking terrible person, even if you go to jail. Like, I would assume prison's worse because, because my jail experience wasn't that terrible. Like, no fights broke out. It was pretty tame, and I was grateful that it was. Because I even heard jail can be just as bad in some states. And I'm, again, grateful for that. And then, the guard came in, Sacred G, insert last name, follow me. And then I was like, okay. And I did. And he told me to grab my blankets. They gave us a blanket, which actually was the warmest fucking blanket. I was surprised. It wasn't like a fucking raggedy piece of shit. And, fucking dude followed the guard out. He told me to throw my blanket in this bin, and I did. It almost fell out, and I caught it just in time because I wasn't gonna, I'm not gonna disrespect prison guards, or not, I keep calling it fucking prison, jail guards, and, yeah, not fun. It was a whole 24 hours of just, this is a place I don't ever want to fucking be at again, and I don't think anyone should be there, but there are people there that lack self-control and self-awareness, I mean, severely, and, people think dudes live in their parents' house or fucking losers. Well, I guess you haven't been to jail. Because there are some people, sad. However, some people are. Like, I think the real losers are the people who fucking continuously commit the same action that could get them put into jail. That's worse to me than some dude with zero social skills living in their fucking mother's house. I don't know. At least they have something going for them. And no. Jail's not fun. It's not a good time. And it's designed that way. Yeah, and that's my experience. I decided to tell this story. I can't sleep. I'm caffeinated. Drink coffee way too late. It hit way too late. And honestly, I thought it would be something funny, kind of, to share, I guess. Like, I just really fucking never want to go there again. And I'm going to try to take the precautions to not do it again, and it's already working. I quit alcohol. I got rid of all my marijuana stuff, which I will probably get back into smoking weed. I have never blacked out smoking pot, so, I mean, alcohol, though, that's going to be, if I do start drinking again, if I do, which I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I don't even think it's worth it. At least for me. Like, if you like drinking, that's fine. I know I made a video saying, oh, alcohol's poison. And it's like, yeah, it is in a way, but people have a right to do whatever they want. I mean, it's legal. But I will say, alcohol can fuck with your brain. And you can lose control. Anywho, that's me. Catch you in the next one. Peace the fuck out. And thank you all for watching and listening. But again, key message to this. Don't fucking go to jail. Don't get arrested, period. Unless you... Because some people are unfortunate, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Some people are fucking unfortunate, get busted for things they didn't even fucking do. And I hate the alleged crap. Like, if you're gonna say somebody, like... Because when I was listening to the dude's court... or his court hearing, apparently he fucking decided to message this girlfriend of his, this ex-girlfriend, on another account, and it's like, dude, then show the court this, show the jury, like, show the people that are fucking there, so they don't think you're going by hearsay, unless the police already looked through his phone and they found evidence. And he was a nice kid, but, I mean, in jail, you can't be that trusting, so. Anywho, that's me, Sacred D. Don't get fucking arrested. Don't drink too much. If anything, limit your shit. And I'll catch you next one again. Thanks for watching and listening. Peace the fuck out and goodbye.